guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little bit different. I know a lot of kind of fashion bloggers and beauty bloggers, they do what's in my makeup bag or what's in my travel bag, things like that. So today I decided to do something similar but more me. So if anyone knows me, they know that my number one bag that I bring with me everywhere is my camera bag. So today I am going to do what's in my camera bag. I suppose this is something I get asked quite a lot, what equipment I use, what I find good. So I just thought this was a cool way of doing it. I suppose for me, because I travel a lot, I have to be kind of smart with what I pack in my bag. I can't be dragging around a humongous amount of equipment. And I honestly feel that if you're creative and if you kind of know how to film and think outside the box, you don't need a humongous amount of equipment. Obviously, if I'm doing a shoot at home that I can bring my car and things like that, I'll bring a little bit more. But when I'm on the road or when I'm traveling, I can't bring that much. So this is what my essential filming equipment is. So first up, I'm going to go through some of the equipment I've been using for a long time and then some new equipment that I bought in the past few months. So I'll go through the old equipment first. So first up was actually my very first purchase ever for filming equipment. It was my Canon 60D. And this is one that I probably feel the most comfortable with filming at the moment. I just bought a new one, I'll talk about that in a minute. But this is my trusty camera, the Canon 60D. I find it really good. I sometimes change up lenses. I use a 50mm lens as well. But I find it really good. Was a great starter camera for me. Well, it's actually done everything. Anything I filmed up to like the past 2 months, it's been done on this camera. So it's really good. And what I love about it is you have the screen here, but you can also flip the screen so you can kind of see if you are doing kind of the vloggy style, you can see that. One thing I will say, and that's the reason I bought the new camera, is that it is heavy for traveling and it is heavy for going around. I suppose there's a lot of new cameras out there that are a lot lighter, and the quality would be even higher in those. It's just there's always new cameras coming out. This one is a good few years old, but it is my trusty camera. I suppose if I am doing filming, I still bring this one with me, as I know it inside out and up backwards nearly. So it is very good. It does your video and it does photos as well. So I'd highly recommend it. Pretty easy to use. Obviously you have to have an idea about your ISO, your shutter, all that, but it is very easy to use and I would recommend it. Also, if you're using a tripod, it is a very good camera because it's a very sturdy camera as well. So that is the Canon 60D and my first ever video camera purchase, which I still use today. Following that then, I will go through the mic that I have been using quite a lot, and that actually just sits on top of the Canon 60D. So that is the Rode video mic. I do find this great. It was kind of my first proper video mic purchase. Because I bought more new equipment now, I see a huge difference between this and the other mic that I'll be talking about in a minute. I find the Rode very good for picking up sound on the go. It just sits on top of the camera. It will pick up better audio than your own camera will. So it is very good for on the go and when you can't like get out a proper mic to do a quick piece to camera and things like that. It is very good. So I would prefer the next mic I'm going to talk about, but it is a very good starter mic and very good if you are on the go quite a lot. So that's the Rode video mic. Next up, where will I go? Obviously you need a tripod. I can't show you my tripod right now because I'm using it. It is the Monfrotto tripod that I use. It wouldn't be kind of the heaviest tripod that I have. They laugh at me when I come into the camera shop because I say to them, can I have the lightest camera, the lightest tripod, the lightest equipment that you have. It's just because I travel so much, and when you're dragging it around or after a full day of filming, your hands would be like falling off you. They'd be so heavy. So I always go for as light as possible, but I try and get the quality obviously as well. So the next thing I want to show you, I have to be careful with this because I actually have to pick it up and I'm using it to record my audio, is the Zoom H2 recorder. Hope you didn't get too muffled there with me holding up that. I find that really, really good. This was a new purchase kind of into last summer. It's really good. I've used it for all the red travel videos that I've done, for all kind of recent videos from like the summertime on. Up to then I was using the Rode. But the quality of the audio is much stronger. You kind of feel a little safer using this because you know it's going to be good. I always say you can't fix audio at all, so you have to get a good mic and you have to get a good first go. So I really like that. There's also a muff that goes over it, and you probably see that I put a red travel one on when I'm doing the red travel show. So that's really, really good, and I'd highly recommend that. They come in a H4 as well. Honestly, I didn't need the H4. I wouldn't be recording music, things like that. It's kind of a more advanced version of the H2, but I find for what I use it for the kind of as a mic and for recording these videos, I find it really, really good. So I'd highly recommend that. Next up is, I'll keep on with my cameras, is the GoPro. So I'd be lost honestly without the GoPro. I suppose we do a lot of filming, active shots, kind of could be abseiling, you could be zip lining, you could be horse riding, you could be sailing, you could be doing anything. So the GoPro is great for capturing the on the go, the adventure, things like that. I find it great for filming outdoors, and it has a really wide lens on it, so it captures quite a lot. So I'd highly recommend this, and it's waterproof as well, which is great. And my go-to with the GoPro is the beautiful accessory of a headpiece. So that just pops on and it goes onto your head like that, and off you go filming. It's very handy for if you are doing an activity and you can't really hold a camera and things like that, rock climbing, bits like that. You can get a chest strap too, but I kind of find they both get kind of similar angles, so this would probably be the one that I would bring with me. So this is actually, I don't know which GoPro it is, but it's not the one that like you can get ones now that you can actually see what you're filming. But for me, whenever I use the GoPro, I use it like I use it when I'm doing an activity, so I wouldn't be able to look at what I'm filming anyway. And if I was looking at what I was filming, I'd probably use my better camera. So for me, it doesn't bother me that I can't see what I'm filming. So that's just me. It's the most reasonable one that I got, and it does the job. It's great. So that's that. Another few bits that I use, I'll show you here now, is you probably see this attaches to the H2, the Zoom mic that I showed you there. It just attaches so you can use it as a microphone. And then this one here, it attaches onto this. If you were doing an interview, you didn't want to be holding a mic, you could just place it on the table in front of you that you won't even see it. That's what I use here when I do my videos all the time. And on from that, this is just a little holder for the H2 Zoom, and I think it's great when it comes with things like this, because when you're traveling, you kind of hope your equipment doesn't get ruined or wrecked. So this is great that it comes with this. Also, I always bring the little muffs for the mics as well, because when I'm filming outside, if it's windy, mics just pick up everything. So this is for the This one is for the Zoom mic, sorry. This is for the Zoom mic, and I have one for the H2 as well. And then little random things that you can't film without, obviously. Little bits here that like you just always have to have in your camera bag as backups. Obviously, SD cards. That goes without saying. But these are things that I won't leave the house without. And batteries. Can't go without them. And obviously I have spare batteries for all my cameras as well. This is another thing. It's like it's called a Joby. I think they call it Gorillapods or Gorilla something. But I find it really handy. Obviously I don't use a tripod very often. I'm on the go. So when I do use a tripod, if I'm traveling or if I'm on an adventure, I normally find it really hard to get it out and set it up just for one shot. So it's as easy just to put it on this. It's a small one. You can set it up like this and off you go. You can film. You can actually like tie these, move these and tie it around a tree, or you can put it on a fence or anything like that. So it's really handy, and I probably would take this out more so than the tripod when I'm on a shoot. You can also use it kind of like this for your selfie style things, but one thing I would say is get one that will hold your camera, because some of them can be kind of flimsy. They won't hold your camera, so make sure you get one that will hold the weight of your camera as well. So that's it. And one that I obviously didn't mention because I'm using it right now is my new purchase of my new camera. It is the Canon M6. So I decided to upgrade my camera this year. Obviously you just have to keep going, keep up with all the new things that are coming out. Mainly the reason for me, obviously for better quality, but my other camera was really heavy and my hands were really sore trying to hold it up all the time on an adventure, and you're dragging it. So I wanted something that was a little bit lighter, a little bit easier to use, especially for the vlogging style. I would have had muscles up to here if I kept using the other one with the vlogging style. I got the Canon M6, and the quality is actually better than my Canon 60D that I showed you there a while ago. So it was a win-win for me. The quality was better, it's a lighter camera, and it has a little flip screen, so you can actually flip it up so you can actually see what you're filming if you are doing the selfie style videos as well, which is really, really cool. So I think that's it. I think that's all the equipment. Well, not all the equipment, but the equipment that I couldn't leave the house without if I was going on a trip. So I really hope you enjoyed what was in my camera bag. And if you've any questions about any of the equipment or want any advice, just comment below and I'll answer them straight away. If you want to know anything else about what equipment I use, just ask me and I'll share. I might do another video down the line, so do let me know what you think. And if you are thinking what I edit all the videos on, it would be the Final Cut Pro X is what I use. So that I know that was a question that people probably will ask. So I just said I'd answer it there. So I hope you enjoyed it. Do leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you've any suggestions, do let me know. So I'd love if you subscribed, and I will see you next time. Bye!